Hello guys and welcome to another BattleTabs video. Today we're going to be going over the season pass, what choices to make, what blueprints to pick, and just generally how to go about completing the season pass. I'm going to be making one of these probably every new season, so season 1, season 2, through as many seasons as there are, or if I'm still making content, which probably should be. But thank you for the support on the last BattleTabs video. It's gotten 3 views in a day and a like, and that's pretty good for my videos. So thank you, and let's hop right into the video. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to make sure of while you're doing this battle pass is that unless you need these battle club pass, this double XP battle pass, these rewards, you probably and if you're not going far in the season either, you probably shouldn't buy this. It's 2,000 coins, which is pretty expensive, to be honest. Only 1,000 if you have Battle Club, which not many people actually do. But I think it's like $5 for Battle Club, so that's not really worth it. It's basically like $5 for 1,000 coins, which in the shop it's for 1,000 coins, like $4. Also, I'm not condoning spending money on this game. If you want to, that's fine. But I personally don't like to, and I haven't, because there's really no purpose. You can get everything legitimately. But with this free rewards pass, what you're going to want to do is just claim all the rewards as far as you can up. And also in this video, I'll tell you how to get through this season pass as quickly as possible. But probably you won't make it to the end here, which is 60, because that is 209,000 points, which is, it's pretty uncomparable. Like, that is crazy. It's crazy how many points that is, if I'm being honest. Yeah. But anyway, let's go back down here. So, you're just gonna claim your rewards for this season, and I'm just gonna tell you which blueprint to pick out of all of these, depending on what fleet you're using. So basically for this first one, which is going to be at part 5 of the season pass, you're going to have 3 choices: Blunderbuster, Conniving Cannoneer, and Mutineers. And as you see, I've claimed Conniving Cannoneer, which is personally my favorite out of these 3, but I'll tell you which ship to pick of all, depending on what fleet you're using. So if you're using a fleet that involves a coracle, you're not going to want to pick Mutineers, and the Mutineers, I really don't like them. They're like a longboat, but worse, because they can only attack revealed tiles, and also their cooldown is only like 1 turn shorter. Plus they only get 3, and they have to be revealed tiles. So I don't find it worth it. Plus it's a smaller ship, which makes it easier to sink. So I don't particularly like that. This Conniving Cannoneer is personally my favorite out of these. Now, you won't want to use this in a deck that fleet. Sorry, I've been playing too much Clash Royale. But you won't want to use this in a fleet that has a coracle in it, because if you use this and it hits your coracle as that random undamaged tile, it's going to sink it, and your entire fleet's just going to be screwed over. This actually pairs pretty well with the Skull Cove, which I will talk about later in the video. This is going to be helpful in Skull Cove decks where you want your Skull Cove to get hit so that you can attack, and I'll tell you what the Skull Cove does later. But basically, it attacks in a plus shape, so it's basically a whale, except instead of revealing stuff, it attacks, which is a lot better. It's the same shape as a whale, and it has a shorter cooldown of only 3 turns. However, it doesn't attack a random undamaged tile in one of your ships, which is why if you're using a deck with a small ship, such as Mini-Sub or Coracle, or even maybe 3 long ships, probably just 2 in 1 though, it's not going to be great. Keep in mind, if you have a ship that's close to being sunk and you really want that ability to be used again, don't use your Conniving Cannoneer, because it could it could sink that ship for you, and that's just not good. Also, it has to be an undamaged tile, so if your opponent hits the tile, the Conniving Cannoneer can no longer hit that tile. So that's a little disadvantage to using it. The final ship in these three is going to be the Blunderbuster, and I actually like this one too. It's pretty good as well, and it's going to be really helpful in decks where you want to find small ships in a small area, and can be useful against a Coracle, because basically what you're going to do is you're going to choose a 3x3 square, and it's going to randomly attack 4 tiles in that. But if you wait 4 turns for the ability cooldown, it'll attack 5 tiles in that square. So it's easier. The 5 isn't really going to help you that much, but if you have another ship that you want to use first, don't use your Blunderbuster, let it overcharge, and just you get more value out of it. This can be very helpful when searching for ships in a limited area, and possibly it can even sink, it can be a pretty effective sinker in 2 and 3 long ships if you know they're in a certain 3x3 square, because chances are it will at least hit the ship. Especially if it's a 2 long ship, it's guaranteed. No, it's not guaranteed, but chances are it will hit the ship. And it also works on 1 long ships too. So I like that one too, just not as great as the Conniving Cannoneer. Alright guys, so our next blueprint choice is going to be if you have the double XP battle pass here. This level 10 in the battle pass. Now I've already explained all of these ships, and if you have the battle pass, you can claim Blunderbuster from the first one, and then Conniving Cannoneer from this one. It doesn't really matter what order you choose them in, but what I would recommend is just out of these two, at 5 and 10, picking the Blunderbuster and then picking the Conniving Cannoneer. Those are going to be the 2 helpful ones. Mutineers really isn't that great. I don't like Mutineers. I don't find them as helpful as some of the other ships here. Alright. So your next blueprint choice is going to be in the free rewards at level 20 here. And you're going to get to choose between Pirate Thief, Skull Cove, and Mutineers. Again, don't pick Mutineers. You can if you find a way to incorporate them into a deck. Maybe a whale anti-coracle deck. I don't know. I can't really think of a really good usage for them other than, especially don't put them in a coracle deck. They're going to completely shut down your own coracle by using up those revealed tiles. So out of this one, you're going to either want to pick Pirate Thief or Skull Cove. What I would recommend doing is picking Skull Cove. I personally like Skull Cove more than Pirate Thief, but Pirate Thief is pretty good too. Basically what Skull Cove does is if there's another ship in play, so you have another ship alive other than the Skull Cove, if the Skull Cove gets hit and not killed, it will trigger 3 random shots at the opponent. So it's pretty helpful. You can use it with Conniving Cannoneer because your Conniving Cannoneer gets that 5 attack, and then maybe it randomly the random tile is going to be in your Skull Cove, get those extra 3. So it pairs pretty well with that. And there's no ability cooldown. It can only trigger once per turn, however, which can make it easily defeated by Coracle, Longboat, any real comboing ship, except for Mutineers, because Mutineers only gets 3. Now the Pirate Thief, I like this too, and it can be an effective counter to whale decks, whale fleets, and really anything that has a long cooldown, like Catamaran, whale, stuff like that. Because if you hit the opposing ship, which you can probably, if you use the Conniving Cannoneer, figure out where that is maybe. And then if you hit the other ship, their cooldown goes up by 1, and yours go down by 1. So you'll have a 1 cooldown if you hit a ship, and say they have a cooldown of 3, they'll end up with a cooldown of 4, which can be an effective counter if catamarans take 6, 7 to activate. You can use this Pirate Thief and just keep launching it back up until you eventually kill it. So Skull Cove or Pirate Thief, it really depends on your deck, and I can't really give you a definitive choice of which one to pick. Alright, so our next blueprint is going to be at level 30 on the double XP battle pass. Now this is probably going to be pretty hard to get to, even with that double XP, unless you started at the beginning of this season. And again, it's going to give you the same Pirate Thief, Skull Cove, Mutineer's choice. So whichever one you didn't pick, either Skull Cove or Pirate Thief on the last one, just pick one of those, pick the other one that you haven't already picked, and that's a pretty good decision, I would say. Then finally, at level 40, you have this Cartographer, and it's just a blueprint claim. I don't actually know what the Cartographer does because it doesn't give a actual description, but I'll try to find that out here soon. And then at 50 here, again, it just gives you Blunderbuster, Conniving Cannoneer, or Mutineers. Just pick Mutineers. It's really not a choice, whichever one you haven't claimed yet. But that one's not very good. I'm gonna go check if I can see what the Cartographer does, because he looks pretty helpful. He looks like he could do something. He has a high ability cooldown, so you'll see. Alright, Cartographer. Choose a revealed tile. The revealed area expands by 1 tile. I'm not really sure if I like that one. It could help in like coracle decks, like maybe paired with like whale or squid, but I don't feel like it's just like a whale, except it has a higher cooldown, and I don't find that as good. But maybe it could fit with some deck. Alright, now I'm gonna get into how actually, yeah, that's it for the video. I hope y'all enjoyed, and see you tomorrow. Bye.